Iowa State University. It is turned off.
Hello, I'm Darren. Darren.
See you.
Hi, Brittany.
Melissa.
Alicia. Alicia. Hi there. Nice to meet you.
See you.
Thanks for your time today.
Yep.
Calvin. Thanks for your time today. Calvin.
Shrimp in Iowa? Believe it or not, Iowa will be the new source of high-quality, fresh, local shrimp. Your company, Caradia Farms, a cooperative of Iowa farmers, has asked us, Cyclone Marketing, to develop marketing strategies as you launch Caradia Farms shrimp into the marketplace. The market for shrimp is prime, as shrimp continues to be the #1 consumed seafood in American homes and restaurants today. At the same time, the leading trend in the restaurant industry is the use of locally produced foods. We will now hear from one of our target white tablecloth restaurants about the importance of local foods.
At the cafe, that's sort of in our mission statement. We're dedicated to serving local foods as much as possible. It's important to us, it's important to the community, I believe, and our clients absolutely love it.
The marketing strategy for this marketing plan will focus on building brand awareness and providing ongoing sales sustainability for our target white tablecloth customer restaurants. Tactics will focus on helping these restaurants promote, use, and sell Caradia Farm shrimp. With the market for shrimp and the use of locally produced foods increasing every year, Caradia Farms will be known within the marketplace as the only source of high-quality, fresh, never frozen, locally produced shrimp. Brittany will now explain the industry trends and your market potential.
As Alicia mentioned, shrimp is the #1 consumed seafood, surpassing tuna in 2001. According to the National Fisheries Institute, the average American consumed 4 pounds of shrimp in 2010. Much of this shrimp is imported from countries such as Thailand and Vietnam, where environmentalists have linked shrimp farming to the deforestation, pollution, and damage to the ecosystem. The low production standards of imported shrimp include antibiotic use and unsanitary conditions, as well as using untreated animal manure and human waste in feed. In addition, proven carcinogens have been found in imported shrimp. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, only about 2% of imported shrimp is inspected, leading to major health concerns for consumers. Shrimp farming is nothing new. However, shrimp in landlocked Iowa, that's something that isn't seen. This unique aspect will draw restaurants to purchasing from Caradia Farms. Nowhere in Iowa will restaurants be able to find locally produced shrimp, other than from Caradia Farms. As shrimp is the #1 type of consumed seafood in America, mostly in restaurants, Caradia Farms feels chefs want and need a product they can rely on. Currently, chefs are looking for local foods to feature on their menus, with the National Restaurant Association in 2011 ranking locally grown food as the #1 trend. The USDA also predicted that the sale of local food would reach $7 billion last year. With the main motives behind buying local being perceived quality, freshness, and supporting the local economy, chefs are willing to pay more for local foods as they place an importance on product quality and nutritional value. With this increase in the local food movement, Caradia Farms gives a unique twist to the Buy Local, Eat Fresh tagline. As Caradia Farms produces a premium product, we will be targeting white tablecloth, high-end restaurants. Through our market research, we've identified 127 restaurants we believe fit our target market, with the potential for annual receipts of over $4.6 million. Now Abby will introduce our target market and customer profile.
As Brittany said, the potential for Caradia Farm shrimp lies within the upscale white tablecloth restaurants, offering local culinary dishes, and this is exactly who you will be targeting. To identify these independently owned restaurants, we recognize certain attributes, which include premium price meal items, local and seasonal menu offerings, proximity to your production facilities, and an affluent customer base, including young professionals with above average income. Now, our market research shows that there's been a 30% increase in the number of your target customer restaurants in the Des Moines and Omaha markets, proving that these areas have great potential. These restaurants are willing to pay a premium for quality, local food options, and they understand the variability in supply that can exist at times, which is why they're offering these seasonal items and designing their menus around the supply. Now, beginning in year one, Caradia Farms will begin production at the Ames location, starting at 50% capacity, supplying 500 pounds of shrimp per week. This capacity will allow your production specialists and staff to develop and track best practices, as well as allow your sales force a chance to create lasting relationships with 4 high-volume customers that have all been identified through face-to-face surveys and interviews. Now, building on the supply, we will achieve 100% production capacity in year 2, supplying 1,000 pounds of shrimp per week. Now, continuing to build production, there will be growth in year 3 to the Omaha market through production at a second facility, which will be located just outside the metro area. Now, by the end of year 3, full production capacity of 2,000 pounds of shrimp per week will provide shrimp to approximately 35 targeted restaurants. Now, these restaurants consistently strive to provide a divine dining experience. And this is exactly why Caradia Farms fresh shrimp will complement their menus perfectly. I will now ask Alyssa to outline the competitive environment for you.
As Brittany previously discussed, Caradia Farms has the ability to take advantage of an untapped local shrimp market. Your targeted restaurants desire the highest quality food products and are currently supplying their shrimp needs through both domestic and international suppliers. Seeing that there are multiple seafood suppliers within your targeted region, we would like to address the top 3 largest volume competitors. Each of these competitors are located in the Midwest and offer products from a variety of regions. Each of your competitors are currently supplying frozen shrimp products, with Absolutely Fresh and Dixon Fisheries also supplying fresh shrimp. However, it is very important to note that suppliers labeling their products as fresh are not really fresh. In reality, their shrimp has been frozen, stored, and then thawed for delivery. Of these competitors, Caradia Farms is the only supplier of truly fresh, never frozen shrimp. In respects to price, your shrimp is priced at a premium. However, that price premium still falls within the average price your restaurants are currently paying for locally sourced foods. After taking a closer look at our competitors, let's now discuss the opportunities and strengths with Caradia Farms. As mentioned in our competitive analysis, Caradia Farms is the only supplier of truly fresh, never frozen shrimp. As with any fresh product, your shrimp will have a shorter shelf life as compared to its frozen counterparts. But to ensure your customers always have a fresh supply on hand, Caradia Farms will make twice-a-week shrimp deliveries. We have seen through our market research an increasing demand for local foods as well as shrimp consumption, which has generated a greater opportunity for Caradia Farms. However, the marketplace has traditionally shown limited customer loyalty, but by providing a product which surpasses its competition in freshness and quality, coupled with outstanding customer service, Caradia Farms will begin to build brand loyalty among your targeted restaurants. Now I'd like to ask Calvin to review our business proposition section of our plan.
Key planning assumptions play a vital role in determining the potential sales of any good. When compared to your competitors, Caradia Farms is the only local source to provide a fresh, never frozen, locally raised shrimp. Your product will be produced within 50 miles of your customers, satisfying the industry's demand for locally sourced foods. Although your product is priced at a premium, the restaurants identified in this plan already pay up to 30% more for fresh, locally sourced food products. In planning for the future, you have formulated your business to meet the observed demand while still remaining to be a unique product. Sales are expected to double each year for the next 3 years. This is supported by the current trend of increased shrimp consumption by consumers and as sales representatives secure new targeted restaurants. This progression will continue to intensify Caradia Farms' business. Caridia Farms' mission is to provide the best obtainable product for its customers. With this in mind, a goal of 95% customer satisfaction while striving for 100% has been established. Through twice-a-week deliveries and direct sales contacts, Caridia Farms can keep customer loyalty and satisfaction. Your strategy statement will be, Caridia Farms will provide upscale Midwestern restaurants with fresh, never frozen, locally grown shrimp of the highest quality. Alicia will now give an introduction to promotional strategies.
Caridia Farms will sell extra jumbo shrimp for $18 a pound. Production facilities located in both Ames and Omaha will be equipped with 20 saltwater pools. Caridia Farms will produce 2,000 pounds of shrimp weekly by year 3. Shrimp will be delivered to your targeted restaurants twice a week in refrigerated trucks to ensure freshness. In order to promote product benefits, Caridia Farms will employ a dedicated sales team. Prior to the launch of Caridia Farm Shrimp, these reps will visit with targeted chefs and supply them with product samples and product information and promote our brand of local shrimp. Caridia Farms will also employ a brand manager. Working out of Caridia Farms' main office, the brand manager will carry out the development and implement of marketing campaigns and strategies. Darren will now give you an overview of the marketing strategies to get Caridia Farm Shrimp onto the menus of your targeted restaurants.
With a strategy to promote Caridia Farms as the fresh, never frozen, locally grown shrimp of the Midwest, Caridia Farms will begin pre-launch strategies in July 2012. Utilizing both push and pull marketing strategies, we have built a promotional plan with 3 main focuses in mind: generating brand awareness, sales sustainability, and ongoing support marketing tactics. As a way to introduce and build brand awareness for Caridia Farm Shrimp, personnel will host the Caridia Farm Fresh Tour. Guests will be invited through a direct mail campaign for a behind-the-scenes look at Caridia Farms, emphasizing your top quality production standards and unique niche product. Following the Farm Fresh Tour, Caridia Farms will officially launch publicly at the 2012 Iowa's premier Wine and Food Expo in Des Moines, Iowa. Caridia's presence at the show will include an exhibit booth at the Emporium Trade Show to interact with restaurant chefs and buyers, industry influencers, and key media outlets. To build additional brand awareness among your target, Caridia Farms will host a chef's cooking competition on the expo's local stage, featuring 3 partnering local restaurants preparing Caridia Farm shrimp recipes. Additional earned media buzz will be generated by local food movement enthusiasts in attendance as they broadcast the event through Facebook, Twitter, and blog social media channels. Once brand awareness has successfully been achieved within your target, Caridia Farms will implement a sales sustainability strategy comprised of 4 key tactics. First, as a way to provide value-added customer service to your target restaurant chefs, Caridia Farms will launch the Caridia Chefs Collaborative. This innovative marketing program will bring together local stakeholders of the sustainable food landscape through quarterly collaborative events. These collaborative events will allow for an ongoing conversation between restaurant chefs and industry representatives across all aspects of the local production system. Next, as a way to inspire chefs to offer unique shrimp menu items, promote these dishes through specials, and thus increase overall shrimp sales, Caridia Farms will implement quarterly restaurant sales competitions beginning in year 2. The top restaurant finalist each quarter will be rewarded an opportunity for an exclusive, co-hosted winemaker's dinner featuring Caridia Farm shrimp and local wine pairings. When analyzing paid media advertisements in food publications, Caridia Farm's small target market simply did not make this an effective use of marketing dollars. Instead, to gain publicity, the Caridia Farms brand manager will work to gain earned media placements in these select regional food publications to spread the word to both chefs and local food connoisseurs. As the last sales sustainability effort, utilizing Foursquare, Caridia Farms will have a consumer-directed, pull effort marketing approach to build excitement around Caridia Farms fresh shrimp. This cost-shared program will reward restaurant patrons a 10% shrimp entree discount for restaurant check-ins. As a way to supplement the key promotional strategies in this plan, Caridia Farms will have ongoing support tactics, including a company website and social media, supporting direct mail campaigns, and monthly email marketing blast. With this comprehensive promotional plan in place, Andy will now describe the financials behind this plan.
As you've seen throughout our presentation, the tastes and needs of your target market lend to a favorable launch for Caridia Farm Shrimp. With the ability to supply 26,000 pounds in year 1, growing to 104,000 pounds in year 3, with the addition of the Omaha facility, and at a price of $18 per pound, your shrimp will generate more than $1.8 million in sales. As Brittany mentioned during the industry trends overview, the local foods movement is a leading trend, and your organization will be able to capitalize on this movement in order to reach your goal of a 40% profit margin by the end of year 3. With stocking, facilities, equipment, and labor making up the majority of your production expenses, the total cost of goods sold will be $8 per pound in year 1, falling to $6 per pound in year 2. This decrease in expenses can be attributed to efficiency cost savings that will be gained as you increase production from 50% to full capacity. As Caridia Farms is a new entrepreneurial venture, your organization will need to substantially invest financial resources in order to gain brand awareness within your target market. In year 1, the total of your marketing expenses will equal $220,000, and with the expansion to the Omaha market, year 3, that total will increase to more than $314,000. These expenses include your direct mail campaigns, stage sponsorship at Iowa's premier Wine and Food Expo, Caridia Farms Farm Fresh tours, and all other opportunities that Darren outlined. The innovative logistics and nature of your product, combined with the surge of the local food movement, predict a bright future for Caridia Farm Shrimp. With profits in year 3 of more than $800,000, the door will be opened for expansion into new geographical areas, as well as additional seafood products, should you choose to pursue them. The financial breakdown of this product shows potential for Caridia Farms to make a big splash in the Des Moines and Omaha markets. Now to explain how your marketing goals and activities will be monitored and measured, here's Casey.
The marketing strategies and goals detailed in this marketing plan will be monitored by Caridia Farms brand manager and sales representatives. Caridia Farms will hire motivated sales representatives to capture the identified sales goal of $1.1 million by the end of year 3. Sales representatives will set monthly and quarterly goals for success, which will be analyzed on targeted dates. If sales are reached, production will continue at 100% capacity. Should sales be lower than expected, Caridia Farms will reevaluate the current customer restaurant sales on pounds per week and reconsider positioning in the restaurant market. Now, as we all understand, profit margin measures the efficiency of how expenses are controlled. With a goal set of 40% profit margin by the end of year 3, it can be seen that Caridia Farms is budgeted effectively to reach a higher net income. By evaluating the financials monthly, Caridia Farms will be able to monitor expenses and identify any inefficiencies. If profit margin is not met, all areas of the financials will be reviewed, and budgets will be cut to gain a higher net income for each dollar of sales. When it comes to the overall success of Caridia Farms, your customers play a vital role, which makes achieving 95% customer satisfaction a priority. Sales representatives will conduct surveys at fiscal 6-month and year-end to ensure this. Should satisfaction be lower than anticipated, all areas of discontent will be focused on to increase these levels. The monitoring and measuring for Caridia Farms sales and marketing will ensure a positive and successful product launch. And now we will conclude our presentation with Alicia. Cyclone Marketing is confident Caridia Farms will have an impact in the restaurant industry. With your high quality, fresh, never frozen, locally produced shrimp, Caridia Farms provides a new wave of fresh. We thank you for your attention, and we are happy to answer any questions you may have.
I'm curious about the production. Is it indoor or outdoor production?
Okay. The production will be in an indoor Morton building or Morton-like structure. So it'll be a steel building. The biggest cost with that is that the shrimp need to be kept in an environment of about 83 degrees. So with Iowa winters and Iowa summers, it'll be important to have a good temperature control that can keep the building cool and warm as necessary. They'll be kept in 20 different pools within the building.
I've got a question on supply. So, the first year you said you got 4 stores and you have 500 pounds a week. So that means every store gets 125 pounds. The second year, you said you had 1,000 pounds, but you're going 20 stores. So that means everybody gets 50 pounds. So it looks like my concern, if I buy on with you, is a store, will you have supply to meet my demand? And then the second question I have right along with that is, does a store, is it like an all or nothing thing? They'll either be all in with you with fresh Iowa shrimp, or it'll be okay to supply them half Iowa shrimp and they buy the other half from the Gulf Coast or wherever? Or do they try to maintain product quality by just going, I'm either in with you or not with you?
Right. So to answer your first question there, the four restaurants that we're targeting in year 1 are very high volume customers because they are specifically seafood restaurants where they might have maybe 8 to 10 menu items with shrimp, with Caradia Farms shrimp on their menu. Whereas in year 2 and 3, those restaurants that we're adding in are a more diversified restaurant where they might have only 2 or 3 menu items. So that averages out to about 50 to 60 pounds per restaurant, where you've got those higher volume and then the lower volume ones in those years. But then to continue with your answer there, we will allow them, if they choose to purchase shrimp from another customer, that's fine. But when they put that shrimp on the menu, it should say Caradia Farms shrimp on that menu item. So we won't allow them to use our name with any other brand of shrimp.
I think. Well, yeah, so as a follow-up, so it goes back to, will you be able to always make sure I have the supply? Because I'm either with you, if I create some kind of a shrimp plate, I don't want half my customers beating the farm fresh, but the other half in the restaurant beating the frozen ones, because it does something to so that's why I'm asking the question more about supply.
Mm-hmm.
So when we did our primary research and talked to these restaurants, most of everything they're sourcing is local. So they completely understand, the difficulties and challenges of sourcing local. There's that limited supply. And in a way, it provides exclusivity. When a customer walks into these restaurants, they want the highest quality food they can get. And so, it's like you walking into a restaurant and they say, we're out of prime rib tonight. So, they will pull these items from their menu if we don't have the supply. And that's how they're going to manage that at the restaurant level.
I think if I remember the slide, and I don't think it's in here, but you're at least $1 premium over competitors. What led you to that dollar premium as opposed to something greater or less?
Well,
and is the only, because really the only difference is local, fresh.
Well, when we talked in that primary research study, we went out, we had direct contact with about 60 of those 127 restaurants that we identified. And so when talking to them, they're willing to take on that 30% premium because the customer's willing to pay for it. That was what we heard from them. So they're willing to take that price premium on and continue with that. And we didn't want to go any higher than that because it depends on how much volume a restaurant is moving, but they're about at a 30 to 40% markup on a shrimp dish currently within the industry. So we didn't want to go any higher than where we were, but that's how we got to the price where we're at right now.
I'm curious about your value proposition and starting with the negativity of what, if I like shrimp right now and I order it in restaurants right now, you're going to tell me that I could be getting something that's bad for me. So how do you use that when you're selling to chefs or when you're talking to foodies or food media? How do you walk that fine line?
Well, the production standards of shrimp that is imported are very low. Shrimp in Vietnam and Thailand have production standards that, quite frankly, are quite disturbing. If you imagine a shrimp pond that has a chicken coop suspended above the water, 20,000 chickens are in this coop, and the chicken waste is falling through into the ponds, and the shrimp are eating it. Proven carcinogens are being used given to these shrimp, and the U.S. Government Accountability Office says that the FDA only inspects 2%. So our shrimp really is better. And by telling consumers that Caradia Farm shrimp is this high premium product and telling them how good it tastes compared to the imported shrimp, we're going to be able to play on that and really use that to our advantage.
I guess to add on that, we're not going to have any secrets. We've got the Farm Fresh Tour. We're inviting the chefs. We're inviting the media in-house, looking at our production standards. And it may not be focusing so much on the negativity of the imported, but really just, in stride, showcasing our production standards, how, we're going above and beyond and guaranteeing a quality product for our customers.
I guess what I'm really asking is how much of that back end stuff will consumers actually know about? Because right now, if I go buy shrimp in the grocery store or eat it or on any other menu, I'm not going to know if it's from Thailand or where it is from.
We did conduct market research at Iowa State University, and it was our sensory research panel. And we had consumers come in, and we had frozen shrimp products as well as our fresh shrimp products there. And we found through our market research that the fresh shrimp, the consumers they could tell a difference in the taste and the palatability.
So maybe this is another way to get at the same thing. There's been a lot in the news just in the last couple months about farm-raised seafood and how any kind of farm-raised seafood is bad. It doesn't matter where it's raised. So you have that possible perception. Plus, you very bravely brought up that Iowa and shrimp don't necessarily go together. So have you done the research to know that both the chefs and folks who go to those restaurants would actually prefer or be willing to buy your product?
When we talked to these chefs in our primary research study, they said that farmed raised shrimp in Iowa is going to be a point of intrigue for their customers. Their customers are going to see Caradia Farms Iowa raised shrimp on the menu, and they're going to want to buy our shrimp because it's not something that they see every day. And we will give the chefs the information on how we produce our shrimp through our Farm Fresh Tour. And they will have that information to share with their wait staff. So if the consumer does have questions, the wait staff can answer that for the consumer.
Also in the news lately, there's been a lot of reporting on dumping of shrimp from these import markets onto the domestic market. Obviously, Louisiana, some of the other coastal areas have suffered because of that. Is there a plan in place if a dumping, say, from a Vietnam or Indonesia or something else happens, that you can capture that and you do something with your pricing in order to have that not be in effect?
I can take that. So we've set our price at $18 per pound, and the reason we're confident that we can continue to have that strong demand is because these restaurants specifically have that local appeal, have those foodies that go in there looking for the local. So despite the fact that I guess they can source alternative shrimp at that cheaper price, it's not going to matter to them because their customers will be in essence demanding our product.
So what are you going to do after year one or year two when I decide to open my own place and grow shrimp? So what are you going to do to prevent somebody else from opening more salt ponds in Iowa and then starting to take your market? So is there anything you have in your plans there? Because usually when you create a market, there's somebody coming right after you.
That's a really good point. Really, the reason that this hasn't even taken off before now is because of the filtration technology that's needed for the pools. And so as a board, you've just unlocked that potential with that patented technology of the filtration units. So that's really going to be our greatest barrier to entry, is that there's no other, technology out there to match what we have and bring in that environment into Iowa.
What protection do we have over energy costs if you have to keep this at 83 degrees year round?
I'm sure as everybody knows that those energy costs can jump around on you. So we will be looking into forward contracting to lock in prices that are profitable for us.
How did you go about identifying which restaurants would be the best ones to work with?
We started that research on database sites such as Yelp, where we identified restaurants in the area, and then we picked out approximately 150 of those. We went and visited them personally, figuring out if they fit our target market. Are they a local Do they offer the local and the seasonal items? Do they, are their customers the young professionals like we outlined? So once we identified them, we went and conducted even further, more specific target market research. So we were able to identify approximately in the Omaha and the Des Moines markets, 127 potential restaurants that do fit this, this criteria.